far. It's gone too far. It's just not okay anymore. It's not okay. You need to go. You all need to go. Ah! The Batman. Okay. Whoa, what are you doing? I need to burn it all. It's the only way that we can stop Frozen Elsa Spider-Man pregnancy Joker poop on you. It's the only way we can stop it. No, didn't you say they changed the community guidelines? What? YouTube changed the community guidelines like it's over. They did what?
Very obviously aimed at those horrible videos that get millions of views. We have like characters from Frozen and superheroes banging each other, shooting guns at each other.
Well, look at YouTube, finally doing something useful. Wait, I need to change. All right, so now I'm good to say whatever I want, right? This is all it takes on YouTube to I can just do anything now. That I can't get restricted. This is all this Spider-Man. This covers me. That's it. All right, let's do it. You know, and up until a good point in time, that would have been very true. But apparently, YouTube finally took their heads out of their tookuses, trying not to swear, and realize that, wow, there's an entire market of weird fetish porn geared at children with children characters on our website that is going unchecked, not only for ad revenue, but for the restricted section as well. So in case you guys missed the multitude of videos that have been made on this, including the ones on my channel, there is this entire subsection of YouTube that has weird, and there's a very large demographic of like Spider-Man with Elsa, so it's like Spider-Man with pregnant Elsa, Spider-Man gets Elsa pregnant, really weird things. And obviously kids are gonna look up, like Spider-Man is the most recognized brand in the world, whether like a lot of people think it's Batman, but it's actually Spider-Man. And obviously Frozen and Elsa were like the biggest things to come out for like Disney princesses in years, like since the 90s. You know, some of it's pretty innocent. It's just like, you know, the characters kind of doing regular kid show type things together, but it'll start getting really weird. In one video that I found, it started with like a kid dressed as Dr. Spider-Man, but an actual like 4 or 5-year-old girl was pretending to be pregnant and Spider-Man was gonna deliver the baby, also a young child. And then later in that video, there was some weird stuff with like gross, overweight, middle-aged people dressed as Spider-Man and like Pink Spider Lady. I don't like it. I don't like it. But it's everywhere. So it's on the internet. And the thing that was most interesting about that is that it didn't show up as restricted. So if you turn restricted mode on YouTube, which is supposed to be this is supposed to filter out stuff that you don't want your kids to see, most likely, and it should get most of everything, this stuff was still showing up. Apparently, all you need to do to put weird fetish porn on YouTube is just slap a superhero face on it. XXX Avengers, it's your time to shine, apparently. But as we're seeing now, YouTube has finally updated their community guideline rules to include that. They talked about a lot of other things. They really kind of fine-combed over some things like the gratuitous violence stuff. They're saying that it's okay if it's for news or educational purposes. They finally kind of clarified that. And they even said that like video game violence is okay, but for some reason, video game YouTube channels are totally being just attacked right now. Half of them don't get full monetization, half of them get demonetized. Like, it's a very rough time. Anyway, we're talking about the weird stuff, but apparently they're actually gonna try to crack down on it, which I think is great, but it took so long. It took way too long for them to actually get on board with it. And they said specifically that they weren't even really aware that it was a thing. Somehow, your job is to monitor things that go on this site. You guys can find actual porn, you guys can find people swearing, you have time to find people smoking weed, which I get, you know, if it's illegal, I understand, but you have time to find that, or like even remove people from like drinking Cloud9 syrup or something, which is legal as far as I'm aware in the States. So you have time to find that kind of stuff, but you can't find weird pregnant Spider-Man Elsa videos. Like you can't find these weird things where like the superheroes are like stabbing each other in the butt, or like digital animations of them doing it just because like they keep the costumes on, but there's clearly really messed up stuff going on that kids are definitely gonna find, because you go on YouTube as a kid, you search your favorite superhero, and this is the kind of stuff that has billions of views. Obviously, you're gonna find it, and I'm scared for these kids. I'm scared for the next generation of kids that are finding these because their parents ain't paying attention to them on YouTube. I'm scared. To understand how it took people like A3HD Production and Philip DeFranco bringing it up for you to notice that it was on the website, and then even then, Ethan's video for that was like months ago. It's at least as early as 6 months ago that these videos started popping up where people were talking about it, at least big channels. And I'm sure that there were people before Ethan that talked about this. So it is ridiculous to me that it took until now. It took until now for them to even acknowledge that it was an issue. And I get that there's hundreds and thousands of them, but if I can just search pregnant Elsa and immediately see like 7 videos that have no business being A, monetized, B, in the kid-friendly zone, like the non-restricted area, you have time to do it too, because it's your job. There's people who get paid to do this. If you have enough time to find videos where people are swearing and put those into restricted, and you don't have time to find these and put them into restricted, like I don't understand what happens. Like my tiny ass channel can get videos put into the restricted section because I swear, but this stuff just flies through. And I get it, because it's really easy to send a scrub or to listen for words, and it's not so easy to find things where it's like nobody's talking and there's just little masks and like kazoo sounds going like whoop all the time. Like I get it, it's rough, but like do your job, because it shouldn't be that hard. But I do have to give credit where credit's due. They've at least acknowledged that it's an issue, and they've acknowledged that it's something that they don't want on the site. Because for a while it seemed like it was something that they were okay with, because they weren't doing anything about it, they weren't talking about it, and the videos weren't being restricted. So it just seemed like, okay, so if you guys want to make a bunch of money, all you have to do is do really, really, really horrible things to your childhood heroes. Because on YouTube, you do that, even Disney can't touch you for messing with their stuff. So I'm gonna give them a little bit of time, and then I'm gonna start looking at it. I'm gonna see if any of the videos that I found before, any of the videos that I highlighted in my videos before actually still show up. Or if there's like a really convenient way that I can report the video, I'm gonna be one of those assholes. I'm gonna start reporting, because this stuff being on YouTube is really, really messed up. And it's more that it's on YouTube and not restricted. Kids can just find that. Browsing YouTube and watched one video and had the autoplay on, eventually you would get to some of this messed up stuff. Eventually you would get there. Like, for the love of God, leave him alone. He's a teenager. Leave Spider-Man alone, man. And if I was an advertiser, I would have way more issue with my ads being played on videos like that than somebody who was swearing a lot, somebody who was doing something for like satire purposes, or somebody who was playing a violent video game. Like, I would have such an issue with anything that I had my name associated with being advertised on weird fetish softcore porn. And I don't understand how anybody could argue with that, because dear Lord, this stuff is messed up. As always, please make sure to leave your comments down below if you have any differing thoughts, if you have any opinions, please let me know. Thank you all so much for watching the video. Have a fantastic day, and we'll catch you all later.